Nike is now the world's most iconic sports brand, recognized globally for its swoosh logo and "Just Do It" slogan. But did you know this empire started as a side project by a college student, sold out of the trunk of a car, and faced multiple near-death moments before it became unstoppable? By the end of this video, you'll see how one bold strategy turned Nike into a multi-billion-dollar brand that beat giants like Adidas and Puma, and why it's still unmatched today. In the next few minutes, you'll discover the origins of Nike from a tiny college thesis, how a revolutionary shoe idea changed sports forever, the branding tactics that created a cultural phenomenon, and most importantly, the lessons every entrepreneur and brand strategist can take away from Nike's journey. It's the 1960s. At the University of Oregon, a young runner named Phil Knight was trying to find his place in the world. Knight was an average athlete, but he had big dreams. His coach, Bill Bowerman, was obsessed, some would say borderline crazy, about shaving seconds off every athlete's time. One day, Bowerman literally cut apart Knight's running shoes to examine the sole, looking for any way to make them faster. That kind of obsession would later fuel an empire. Knight wasn't just running on a track, he was running toward a vision. During his MBA at Stanford, Knight wrote a thesis arguing that Japanese running shoes could outperform German brands like Adidas. His classmates laughed, and even his professor called it a nice dream. But Knight believed. He didn't just dream, he acted. Knight decided to import Japanese shoes to the US. He made deals, sold shoes from the trunk of his car at track meets, and slowly built a small following. The brand was called Blue Ribbon Sports, and it was humble, fragile, and yet full of potential. For a while, things were going well, but then disaster struck. The Japanese factory supplying Knight ended the contract. Inventory disappeared. Blue Ribbon Sports faced collapse. Investors were skeptical, and sales stalled. Knight was at a crossroads, either give up or build his own brand from scratch. This moment of crisis sparked the birth of Nike. Knight and Bowerman needed a product that wasn't just functional, but revolutionary. They needed a brand that could inspire, not just sell. And they had to make a name that would resonate worldwide. It was a gamble. Money was tight. Every step forward felt like a risk. But every setback also fueled innovation, and the idea of Nike, named after the Greek goddess of victory, was born. Adidas sold performance, Puma sold style, Nike sold identity. They weren't just marketing shoes. They were selling aspiration, emotion, and the feeling that anyone wearing them could achieve greatness. Nike didn't just sponsor athletes, they built legacies. Early endorsements were carefully selected to inspire trust. Bowerman invented the waffle sole by melting rubber in a waffle iron, an invention that revolutionized running shoes. Engineers doubted it, competitors laughed, but the performance was undeniable. Every athlete who ran with it carried the brand forward. Carolyn Davidson, a graphic design student, created the iconic swoosh for $35. Simple, bold, dynamic. Nike didn't just use it as a logo, they infused it with meaning. The swoosh represented motion, speed, and victory. Wearing Nike wasn't just about comfort, it was about transformation. In 1987, Nike launched the slogan, "Just Do It." It didn't sell shoes, it sold mindset. It converted fear into action, hesitation into confidence. Everyone could relate, from weekend runners to professional athletes. It made Nike a brand of empowerment, ambition, and achievement. Nike's campaigns weren't safe. They were raw, honest, and sometimes controversial. Ads addressed race, struggle, age, and comeback stories. Emotion always came before product. Shoes were props, the story was everything. This strategy built not just a customer base, but a cultural movement. Nike's approach worked brilliantly. Sales skyrocketed. Athletes lined up to wear Nike over competitors. Brand trust and identity exploded. By the 1990s, Nike wasn't just a brand, it was a global cultural force. Today, Nike's brand value exceeds $30 billion, and "Just Do It" remains one of the most recognized slogans worldwide. From movies to sports, Nike infiltrated culture itself, proving that narrative can outweigh product. The genius of Nike wasn't in shoes. It was in storytelling, psychology, and identity creation. They sold belief, aspiration, and transformation. Lesson for entrepreneurs and brands: products compete, but narratives dominate. Build a story people want to live, not just buy. That's the story of Nike, from a small side project to a global house power, fueled by bold vision, relentless obsession, and unforgettable branding. Every brand can learn from Nike, innovate, inspire, and most importantly, tell a story that resonates across the world. If you enjoyed this story and want more behind-the-scenes secrets of the world's top brands, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss the next story.